Hello children, my name is Mrs Thornton. You're going to be in my class next year when you're in year one. I'll be teaching you on Thursdays and Fridays, and Miss Parker will be teaching you on Mondays, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Well, I expect it's been a strange time for you being at home all this time, so we thought we'd make a little video so that you could see who we are in case you hadn't seen us around school before. So today I'm going to read you a story. I could have read any story really, because I have lots and lots and lots of favourite stories, but I actually have chosen a very special story today because I want to read to you one of my own stories that I've written and illustrated, and I thought it might help you if you were a little bit worried about coming back to school after such a long time. So here it is, and it's about Tiny Ant. Tiny Ant sat with his bag in his hand, his pencils, his rulers, his head in the sand. I really won't go. I will just stay here. Poor Tiny Ant was full of fear. I wonder what it is he's got to do. But you must go, son, said Dada at last. It's now the time. You've grown so fast. But Tiny Ant felt such a fool. He didn't want to go to school. I expect some of you are a little bit worried about coming back to school, but there's no need to be. You're going to find that out, and Tiny Ant feels exactly the same sometimes. He dug his heels, he sat right down. On his face he wore a great big frown. He couldn't read, and he couldn't write. He couldn't add up, try as he might. But Tiny, said Ma, if you go you will learn. Then in 2 years' time it'll be Baby Ant's turn. But it's just too hard, Tiny said with a sigh. I just can't do it. And he started to cry. But Dada dragged him without a sound, kicking and screaming, into the playground. And there's his school, all the way up the hill there. A bit different to your school, isn't it? And here he is in the playground with all his friends from his class. The school bell rang. The ants ran to class. Dada moved aside to let him pass. But he grabbed Dada's legs. He held on tight. He wasn't going in, not without a fight. What's this? Something scary. Then came a shadow. Miss Peck was here. Just her name filled him with fear. He remembered the time when he saved Baby Ant from that terrible black bird with his eyes all askant. Would she eat him up like a wiggly worm? Oh, the very thought of it made him squirm. He closed his eyes and refused to look. He kicked at dust beneath his foot. With arms outstretched, she came so near, then bent down slowly and whispered in his ear. Come on, Tiny, please be brave. Let go of your dad and give him a wave. You can walk with me. I'll take care of you and help you do the things you need to do. Oh, does she seem very scary now? Do you think it was that big black bird that he thought about? I don't think so. Tiny Ant looked up. He saw gentle eyes, which took him a little by surprise. In his head, he'd saw Miss Peck the Crow, not this wonderful butterfly with a voice so low. There she is, there's his teacher, not the scary person that he thought she was going to be. Her pretty face, her helping hand, Oh, there was nothing more beautiful in the land. He followed her in without further ado. Miss Peck, as promised, showed him what to do. He listened with care, he learned with pride. He could do it all with Miss Peck at his side. He read a book. He made a model. And writing his name was certainly no trouble. And as the day passed, in no time at all, the school bell rang for the end of school. "Oh no," said Tiny. "Is it time to go? Please can I come back again tomorrow?" I think he's happy now, isn't he? He was worried, but he's not anymore. And there he is, look, with all his friends. The very next day, at school starting time, guess what? Tiny Ant was the first in line. Well, I hope you enjoyed that story, because I certainly enjoyed making it and writing it for you. And hopefully, when we see each other again in September, I'll have lots more Tiny Ant stories to tell you, and maybe you can write some of your own too. So until then, take care and see you in September. Bye!